Yo, what's happening? Damn, I forgot that wall. No, I didn't. Bad. All right. I'm going to give y'all a quick little lesson on man, that's wonderful. Give y'all a quick little lesson on some shit before I go in here. Now, we all know that women have been accused of liking the bad boy, the wrong guy, whatever. I'm going to try to break y'all this shit down a little bit different for a different perspective of why, because it's deeper than that. It's not like women are running around just liking a bad guy. That's not the case, man. That's just not the case. What's really going on is, here's the problem. When you remember, it's women who think they're better than you. It's not all women. So when you let a woman know that you like them, for some reason in their minds, most of them, they feel that, oh, I can do better than him. But when it's a guy that doesn't pay her any attention or treats her like trash or whatever, it makes her feel less than. It's about an ego thing. See, when you say I'm the Queen of England, start to get hot. Hold on. Let me start this car up, because I'm not about to do that shit. Not today. When you are, here's the problem. It's a damned if you do. Not sure. For some reason it keeps pausing. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. It's like a catch-22. If you don't act like you care, well, you lose then too. If you act like you care, you lose too. It really takes a woman who is mature and able to handle the fact that someone likes her for her to not basically fumble it. Just like when a woman lets a man know that she likes him, if the man's not mature enough to handle that, you know, that's where you get the, oh, I got the pussy, oh, she on my dick type shit. Instead of, hey, this girl really like me, I might not want to fuck this up. See? You know, instead of the humbleness, you get the arrogance. And unfortunately, that's what happens when you let a woman know that you're interested or you like her. It's all a game to most of them, but some of them are doing it deliberately, some of them are doing it subconsciously. Either way, the problem is this. When you let the girl know that you like her, for some reason she feels like she is above you now and you're really beneath her. Or it might not be that sometimes, because everybody's different. Sometimes it's, he can't do better than me, so I don't want him now. Versus what naturally happens when a woman likes you but you don't like her, or you act like you don't like her, whatever. What naturally goes through that woman's mind? 9 times out of 10, oh, he can do better than me. He can get women better than me. You see that? But when you act like you like her, it's like, he can't do better than me. Or I'm the best he can do. Same thing. He can't do better than me, or I'm the best he can do. It's the same fucking thing. Either way, most women can't handle that. Or they get, they start to look at you differently because of it. And the sad thing is this. They're never going to get the right guy that's good for them if they don't accept the fact that this guy thinks you're the best he could do. It has to be that way. That's the only way that you're not going to get cheated on. That's the only way that you're going to get treated like the Queen of England. There is no other way. But you can't tell them this, or their mind, or their what do you call that shit? Hypergamy will not allow them to accept it. So the moment that, I see that you like me, so now you're beneath me now. Now you're not that mysterious alpha guy that I thought you was now, because I can have you now. Again, this doesn't apply to the ones who can handle the shit. But the ones who can't, this definitely applies to them. We're not talking about women who never liked you in the first place. We're not talking about them. We are talking about women who seem like they had interest in a guy. The guy act like he has interest back, and she switches up or flips the whole script. Or just in general, sometimes a woman don't show you interest because of the fact that you're showing her interest, and it makes her feel like she can do better than you, or you can't do better than her. And that's not what they want. They want this fantasy of a guy treating them like the Queen of England, but the guy still feels the guy still could do better than her, or the guy feels like there's someone better than her, but yet I'm gonna treat you like the Queen of England. It don't make sense. It just don't make sense. If a guy doesn't think that highly of the woman, how the fuck is he gonna treat her like the Queen of England? It don't make sense. But this is what they want. In other words, they want, who's a superstar right now? I'm tired of using Kobe. Who is a fucking superstar that everybody knows right now? Don't like using LeBron because he's married. Floyd, fuck it. Floyd Mayweather. They want Floyd to get a woman that he can do better than and treat her like that's the best he'll ever get or can do. That's what they want. And then on the flip side, let's say Floyd does find the woman that he feels he can't do better than, and this is and when I say that you can't do better than, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't do better. It just means that you're good. You're not even looking to do better. That's another thing that people don't get. Once a person finds something that they like, it don't matter if they can do better or not. They're not trying to do better. They're not looking to do better. They're happy with what they got. But in some of these women's minds, when you are a man that says, hey, I like you, I wanna deal with you, I don't want to do better than you. Even if I could, I don't want to do better than you. I like you. In their mind, they feel like, he can't do better than me. That's why he's stopping there. Just like they think, if a man decides, you know what, I'm not sleeping with everybody. I don't want to sleep around like that. I did all that as a kid, whatever, young age, and I ain't like it. I don't want to do it. They think that if you are a guy that doesn't want to sleep with everybody, you can't get sex like that. That's what they think. Why do they think like this? Because they are looking at it from their lens. Because a woman won't deal with you if she thinks if she can't do better than you. Let me say that right. A woman won't deal with a guy if she thinks she can do better. So she automatically thinks that's how the man thinks. Right? And then on the flip side, she feels like you're not in a relationship because as a woman, she's not in a relationship because the guy doesn't want the commitment. So she thinks that applies with the guys. And it doesn't necessarily apply with the guys because the guys are the gatekeepers. So that would be like me saying a woman is celibate because she can't get sex like the guys. That's not true. Are those even women or little girls seeking attention? Sounds like games. Thinking of women different than girls. Yeah, but now I get it. I got videos on that. But I'm not going to nitpick words all day. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know what I mean? I understand the difference. I've said that in my last video where I said that when a so-called little girl, that's what you want to call them, even though they still could be women, they just immature. When that person gets your attention, they no longer want. I said that in my last video. But I'm really not trying to touch on that. The fact of, even though it's kind of the same now that I think about it. But it's kind of different because we're talking more about not necessarily attention, but the reason why the woman, I think I don't like him now, or I look at him different now that I got him. You know what I mean? Now that I got the guy that I want, he don't seem like that shiny toy no more, or whatever. You know, just like this guy, he was a stepdad and the woman treats him bad and all that. And I think a lot of times that's because that woman feels like, well, you can't do better than me if you decide to get with a woman who had kids and all that shit. Even though that might not even be the case. He might have just said, hey, I like the way this woman thinks and the way this woman moves. You know, the point is this, man. They want a man to be head over heels for them, but they don't accept it. In other words, they want a man to be head over heels for them, but when it happens, they look at that guy differently, like he's less than her because of the fact that he feels like he doesn't want to do better or can't do better, basically. It's kind of like you become a fan once you like the chick. But if you don't give a fuck about her, then he must be better than me. Because he looks down on me. See, it's all ego. It's not necessarily the seek attention part, even though that's a problem too. But it's the ego part in this situation. The ego of, damn, why ain't I good enough for him? Versus a guy that says, you are good enough for me. You see that? When I'm a guy, you just trash, you just pussy, you ain't good enough for me. Why ain't I good enough for him? Now I want to seek his attention. Why is he doing this? I'm investigating all this. But if it's a guy that just lays it out on a silver platter, I like you, this is what the fuck I want to do, I want to be with you. See, there's no games, there's none of that bullshit going on no more, and it makes the woman feel like she can do better than the guy. Or she's better than the guy. So in other words, you can't treat a woman like the Queen of England like we should. Men should treat women like queens, really. This is what it should be. But you can't. Because if you do, well, most women you can't. You know, the smart ones you can. The ones that are probably happy with a guy, you probably can. But the ones that are on this other shit, you can't do it. Because the moment you do, you become her fan. In her eyes, you're her fan now. I got him on lock. He worships me. He ain't going nowhere, etc., etc. He can't do better than me. This is the car that I like. Does that mean that I can't get a better car than this? Just wondering. For all the women who think this way, this is the car that I like. Does that mean that I couldn't get a better car than this? Remember, better for one is subjective. That's number one. But let's just say all across the board, technically there's better cars. Benzes, right? S-Class Benzes, right? That don't mean I want it. That don't mean I can't get it either, though. This is why they curb the ones that want them versus the ones that don't. Because it's all about ego and validation. When you say that I'm not good enough or you don't want me, by default, I go into this trance of why I'm not good enough for this guy. But when you do say you want me, I go into the same different trance of I'm good. I'm too good for this guy because he wants me. Why does he want me? I'm ugly. I'm this, I'm that. This is what they think. I'm this, I'm fat, I'm this, I'm that. Why does he want me? He must not be a good person because he wants me. They don't take into consideration maybe that guy sees something in you that other men did not see. Has nothing to do with that guy thinking he's not good enough for you. But you can't tell them this, bro. They will never get it. I promise you they won't get it. They're always going to think the candy in the other aisle is better than the one in their aisle. And I'm not saying a woman should settle, but what I'm saying is, how do you go from a man that seems to be pretty solid, a guy you like, and then when he likes you, you don't like him no more? That's craziness. What changed? Or because you can have something, now you don't want it. That's all it is. It's all about ego. And here's the crazy part about all of it. That same guy or guys that's making her feel like she ain't good enough and all this and doing all this crazy shit, if she ever did get that guy, she probably wouldn't even want him. He only seems better because she can't have him. Or because he makes her feel not good enough. Because he doesn't really want her. Or he doesn't want to comply, whatever the case may be. It has nothing to do with he's better than the guy that actually likes her. That's not what it is. It's all an ego thing with the female. She can't handle the fact he rejected me, so now I don't feel good enough. That's why men be cussing women out, because they got rejected. Because they think that if a woman rejects them, that means that they're less than or not good enough. False. False. All you gotta do as a man, see, as men, we know the game. You rejected me and you're with that? I'm laughing. I mean, when it's really blatantly obvious, like, what the fuck is she thinking? Like, seriously. And I can see, like, and I ain't even talking about just money or looks or something. I mean, you rejected a solid dude that wanted to fuck with you versus somebody treat you like shit. That's what I'm talking about, really. So don't get it twisted and be like, well, he might not be better just because he got money, or he might not be better just because he got looks or whatever. Okay, we can throw all that out the window and let's just stick to the fact of how a man treats a woman versus how a man don't, which is the whole subject of this matter. You look at it, you say he treats you like shit, and I wouldn't have, but you still picked him. And I got all the other shit better than him, and you still picked him. But what does it go back to? If you're a man, watch and pay attention. Remember what I said. One treats the woman good, right? Some men treat women good, some men treat women bad or less than. What makes the woman gravitate towards the less than treatment? Because, oh, I'm not good enough for him. That's why he's treating me like shit, because I'm not good enough for him. Why ain't I? I'm going to try to figure out why I'm not good enough for him. I want to seek his validation. I'm going to give him head or whatever, blah, 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 all that. I'm going to do that because he acts like I'm not good enough. But the guy that actually wants me because he sees the good in me and the greatness in me and the wonderful woman that I am, I don't want that guy because since he treats me good, right? I don't need to question why he don't like me. It doesn't bruise my ego. Once y'all learn this shit, you will stop caring about why a woman did this or did that, and you will live your life and get your money, man. Ain't nothing you can do to change it, dog. You can only focus on what you can change. But a lot of y'all men, you let it bruise your ego, just like the women. You're doing the same thing women are doing. She didn't like me, I must be ugly, this and that. And nah, man. Because even if I am ugly to you, don't mean I'm ugly. I'm not going to be ugly to the right woman. I'm not going to be too broke for the right woman. I'm not going to be too boring for the right woman. My worst is good enough for the right woman. But my best will never, ever, in smoky voice, be good enough for the wrong woman or women. Write that down. Take a picture. I don't give a fuck. Only problem is the woman that you're good enough for you? Sometimes she is, but you're not looking at it the right way. Just like sometimes, see, you're doing the same thing women are doing. Since the woman likes me, that must mean that she doesn't have options or I'm better than her. You're doing the same thing women are doing. The same thing. Since someone likes you, oh, now I don't want them no more. Now I don't want her no more. You know what I mean? Since she want to give me pussy and shit, or she did give me pussy and shit, I don't want her no more. I'm done with that candy. Let me go to another candy aisle. You're doing the same thing women are doing. This is why I say if people are not ready to receive the blessing, that's what it is. A woman and man is a blessing. If they're not ready to receive the blessing, they're going to fumble. Period, point blank, they're going to fumble. Or they're not going to recognize. Same thing. You can categorize fumbling as not recognizing it, fucking up with it, you know, whatever. There's so many different categories of fumbling a person. It doesn't matter how you did it. You still fumbled. You dropped the ball, dog. So this is why you can't go up to, why don't men approach you no more? Because if I do, you're going to put me in the fan category. Why don't men take you on a date, open up the door and give you flowers? Because if I do, you're going to put me in the fan category. Why don't men do this or why don't men do that? It's two reasons. Either they don't really like you or they know you're going to put them in the fan category like most females do. You're fucking it up for the good women, to be honest. Once she plays the wrong dude, she's going to cry over that one and never get over it. You know what? I ain't got to read all that because I've been that guy. I'm always that guy. I'm always the one. You know why? Because I'm nice. I treat them like royalty, right? So, since he treats me like royalty, you know, Chad, the other bad black dudes must be better. You know what I mean? They thugs. They must be better. It's ridiculous. Thug is inside you. You can't take my stripes away, but I ain't got to act that way towards a female. Why I got to act like a thug when I'm dealing with a woman? I'm dealing with a woman here. I'm supposed to be her rock, not no fucking fucking drill sergeant and shit. But hey, that's what get their pussy wet. That's why they fumble and they get what they deserve. I'm going to read it anyway. Once she plays the wrong dude, she's going to cry over that one. It's kind of tough, but I'm going to get it. Who would have treated her right and laid it all out on the line from the start. I'm scared to click this, but I'm going to do it. I hope it don't end the video. And show her respect. The one who shows you, where we at? The one who shows you that they are for you will always be more important than temporary ego strokes. You're right, but guess what? When it comes to a lot of these women and men, the ego strokes feel better than the love. And I get more ego strokes than one ego stroke. See, when we talking about love or relationships, I only get my ego stroke from one woman or one man. You know, and I can't get my ego stroke from other ones because I'm in a relationship. So now I don't want that. I fuck that relationship. Unless I'm going to be like most, I'm going to keep the relationship and still get my ego stroke from other people and cheating on other people and all that. Again, some people are not ready to receive the blessing. That's why the ego stroke from multiple people, from one person is not enough. That's not enough ego stroke. Getting head from one woman, not enough. Getting ego stroke from one woman, not enough. Getting this or that from one woman or man, not enough. I need more. And not only that, they start to feel like it has less value. Which goes back to what I said, when someone actually shows you that they're interested, the value drops. If you're a fool and you don't know what the hell you're doing. Yeah, the moment that same girl that you wanted show you interest, oh man, I don't really want her now. Or I already smashed, I don't want her now. Because you're an idiot. I'm just being honest with you. Because before you smashed, or before she said she liked you, you thought she was the Queen of England. Now all of a sudden she's a different person now? Don't make sense. But this is what we dealing with. This is what happens. You know, validation and all that. This is why people act like they don't like people who they really like. I'm going in today, church time today. It's been a minute and I feel great. This shit right here is ridiculous. Called greens. Greens, and you got the beets and you got the protein powder and all that shit. You already know. Got the garlic powder. Got the motherfucking cayenne pepper. A little bit of honey. Apple cider vinegar. All that. We put all that in ours. That's what you call the pre-workout. All the other shit, keep that shit. No matter how you look at it, from dating to sleeping around to marriage, it all boils down to people thinking that what they have is less valuable than what it actually is. Or what they can have. Let's put it like that. What they can have, they think is less valuable. Since I can have you now, since I know you like me or you're interested, I don't like you no more. And here's the crazy part about all that. Just because I showed interest don't mean I really like you. I don't even know who the fuck you are. So for all the women worldwide, all around this motherfucker who got their nose up in the air, just because a man shows interest don't mean he knows who the fuck you are. Therefore, how the fuck does he really know if he really likes you or not? He don't. So all that, oh, I got him on, you ain't got shit on that. Not when it comes to a real man, because a real man gonna want to really see who the fuck you really are. That's why it's called getting to know somebody. So go ahead and say, I got him already, you ain't got shit. You know what I mean? Until you see me sleeping with you without a rubber on a regular basis and hugged up with you and all that bullshit, you ain't got shit. You ain't done. You ain't won shit. All you did was pass enough to get into the door. You ain't got the keys to the house. You ain't even spent the night yet. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even spent the night yet. But you think you got it all. You think you the queen on the throne now in the castle. No, you not. You didn't earn that yet. And the same thing can be said vice versa, but I'm just speaking from a man's standpoint. So when the man say, oh, I smashed, I'm good, I got the keys to the castle and I'm the king now, not necessarily. Not with a smart woman. She don't know you yet. But when a person's not smart or intelligent enough to decipher shit, of course, as soon as they think that they got you or you like them or something, of course they think they got you. And of course they think it's over with and it's boring and all this other shit. Y'all ain't even done nothing yet. That's another thing that kills me about people. Oh, the romance novel is over because he said that he cared about me or wanted me or only wanted to be exclusive with me. So the romance novel is over. How? You know how much shit we could actually do together? But you worry about that validation and that ego. So once you got your little ego stroke, you want to go on to the next one. We know what time it is, man. We know what time it is. Love yourself, man. You want to deal with the shit. If you don't, you're gonna fall victim. Let me stroke her ego, man. Why is she liking me? You're gonna do the same thing women doing. I don't know why she don't text me back, man. I don't give a fuck why she don't text me back. Because if she wanted me to give a fuck about her texting, she would have texted me back, right? If she wanted me to give a fuck about her presence or her sex or whatever the case she so-called is bringing to my life, she would be bringing it to me. Like, here, pay attention. I'm trying to do this. So if I don't see that, why should I care? I'm not stroking her ego. Let that guy do it. Let the guys that she uses as puppets stroke her ego, or the guy that she really wants to do it. That's not my job. If I'm not the guy you want, that's not my job. You know, just like it's not your job as a woman to suck and fuck and do all these other things to men that don't really want you. If he don't really want you, how's that your job? Let him get that shit from the woman that he really wants. Or the women. You know what I'm saying? This is where y'all falling short. But if you know the real truth, this is why I say, go ahead and tell people how you feel right away. You know, all these reading books, 30 days, nah, fuck all that. I'm going to come straight out the gate. I think I might be interested in you. I kind of like how you look and shit. I'm going to come straight out the gate. Oh, you're not with it? Bye. At least I got my answer right away. See, y'all playing around and don't validate her and this and that because she'll pull back. I don't give a okay. If I validate her, I'd rather validate her on the first day than to validate her for 6 months and then she finally pulls back or some shit. Fuck all that. I'm going to validate you right away and we're going to find out what's what. Because I know as a human being, when someone validates me that I like or have interest in or some shit like that, I highly doubt that, you know, I'd be like, you know what, I just lost interest, dog. I don't know what happened. Beyonce knows, slid in my DM and try to go out with me, but for some reason, since she validated me, I lost interest. Fuck out of here. Shit don't happen, bro. Y'all are being played, man. Y'all been played, man. And my job is to just wake up the world, man. Wake up the people that really be trying to genuinely like people, but be getting shit on because of attraction and shit like that. Like old girl was saying earlier, temporary strokes of the ego. A lot of times, man, like I said, at some point it's not enough anymore. It's just not enough. You know how like a weed person, you know, like if I smoked, I ain't smoked in 10 years. So if I smoked a blunt right now, I'd be paranoid as fuck, or I'd probably be laughing, fucking giggling box, or I'd probably be knocked the fuck out. But it only take just a little hit, I'd be gone. But a person who's smoking all the time, man, I need another blunt, dog. They smoking all day long because it's not enough. So that's what happens when a person gets accustomed to you or feels like they got you or you like them. You know, it slowly but surely, the effect becomes less and less because they can't handle it. If they could, they would appreciate it. It'd be the opposite effect. The more, when you're ready to receive your blessing, the more that person likes you and shows that they care and shit, the more you're going to like them and care about them, not the opposite. You see the opposite going on because they're not ready. They're not ready for their blessing. And if they don't get ready in time, they're going to miss their blessing. They're going to have to settle for less than what they could have had. So all these fine ass women, yeah, I can get all these men. Look at them. They bow down like bitches and shit. I get you. You on top of the world right now, girl. Give yourself applause, right? But guess what? That time running short. And if you don't take advantage and get one of them the top guys you can get now, you're going to fucking fall off. You're going to have to settle for less later. I'm telling you the truth. I ain't saying run and get married and get in the house and shit with a guy, but you better pick one that seems solid, that you like, and you better just settle down now instead of trying to get your ego stroked all the time like old girl was saying on this video. You better settle now because it's going to be worse. And here's the crazy part. I'm not even the type of person that was trying to sleep around and shit like that. I was trying to stick with one person, and I still ended up with nothing. So if someone was trying, and I'm not the only one, so if you got people out here who are trying and they still end up with nothing, what do you think gonna happen to people who got all these options in the grasp of their hands in their 20s and shit, playing around like it's nothing? What do you think gonna happen to them in the end? Oh, I'll settle down later. I'm just going to swallow a bunch of nut. And then later somebody going to accept me as their fucking wife. Good luck. And even if they do, you're probably going to have to settle for less than what you could have got. You could have got Kobe Bryant in your 20s, but you want to settle for fucking, what's dude's name? Deontay West. Now you got to deal with Deontay West or whatever his name is. Could have had Kobe. You know why? Because you waited for one. You took your value as a person. That's woman or man, for real, for real. Even, we're going to get to that in a minute. Talk to the women for a minute. You had the value. You had the men in the grasp of your hands, and you waited. You let your value spoil, basically. Right? Not only by time, right? You also did it by destroying yourself, dealing with this man and that man and all this other shit. Because sometimes you can't control if you find the right guy or not yet. But you can preserve yourself as a woman. Right? So now you waited and now it's too late. Now you got to, and it's not just the fact that you devalue your worth. You also got to pick from men who have devalued their worth. That's the same thing vice versa for you men. I'm going to get to that in a minute. So not only did you destroy your worth by playing around and all this other shit, let the ghetto get the best of you, baby. That's the same type shit. Now you got to pick from men who have done the same shit. See, there's a two-way sword on this motherfucker. So even if you do preserve yourself, Miss Janet Jackson, 45, look at the men you got to pick now. Because all those men, they not going to be soldiers to their worth. They're going to destroy themselves, dad, buys, all type of shit, right? Could have got Kobe Bryant, though. You didn't want to listen. Because you think you got forever, and you think you're better than men because of some people in your inbox. Social media got y'all gassed up. Shell 93. I'm not saying settle. I'm just saying think. And stop acting like men have no value. Same thing with you men. Stop acting like women don't have value. Because let me talk to y'all men for a second who say that there is no wall for the man and he can just play around and do whatever the fuck he want, and then one day he gonna get Beyonce. I got some news for you too. You did say Beyonce, right? You said a Beyonce type chick, right? Is that what I hear y'all men saying, right? That's what y'all want, right? Did I hear that correctly? I thought so. So if that's the case, how many Beyoncés do you think is going to be available if you play around until you're 45? Well, but men get the money in and they wall never in. Again, what you going to do? Go get a little 24-year-old whose mind is not on your level? Take your bag, fuck up your business, or etc. When you could have got Beyonce and grew with her? Most Beyonce's gone, bro. They married. They gone. They married. So go ahead, play around. All you young men watching this video right now, I'm going to tell you the truth. I ain't them other guys telling you to fuck around with everybody. I'm telling you, get your money, focus on yourself, and do what's right, and don't fumble your youth like they did. I'm here to tell you the truth. They scared for you to be better than them. I want you to be better than me. But at the same time, I'm still trying to get better than me too. You know what I mean? But I want you to do better than me. I wish I had somebody on a video telling me shit like I'm telling y'all. And maybe I did sometimes, but I didn't listen to the extent that I should have. Trust me, man. Even though men technically might not have a wall when it comes to, oh, I still can pull a 24-year-old at 60 years old. But come on, man. Do you really want a 24-year-old chick at 60, man? Is that what you really want, bro? I don't see it, dog. I don't see it. You know why she's with you. That's number one. Number two, she's not on your level. Dog, you're not thinking, man. Us men definitely can fumble good women. And I think that what old girl said about once a woman fucks up a good dude, she doesn't get over it type shit, I think that applies to a lot of us men. That's why you can't fumble when you got, man, you had it. You had it. Yeah, you was the man. Damn, homie, in high school or in your 20s, you was the man, homie. You had all the bad chicks wanting you. You had them all. But you got that big ego, man. Now you got to settle for Felicia's. Because now, even though you got a little bit of money, you could get them younger ones still. They really want the other guys that are their age. They just fucking with you for the bag, and they probably gonna take that bag back to them once they divorce you or whatever. This game deep. I don't want to keep doing too much more because I don't want to put it all in one video. But this video right here, this gotta be one of the best ones. Gotta be. In high school, you was the man, homie. You had them at the grasp of your hand. And let's not forget. A lot of y'all, when you say you didn't hit the wall and all that, you're specifically talking about looks when it comes to a female. What about them 24-year-olds that all y'all men had in the grasp of your hand with a cleaner mind and a cleaner heart? They wasn't trying to plot on men and do men dirty. What about that? Now you're in your 30s and 40s getting women who are destroyed. All they thinking about is plotting and stealing and getting bags from you. They done. They know their life done. My life's done. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to get whatever I can from men. See, they wasn't thinking like that at first. But a lot of men who, I got them in the bag, I'm just going to fuck them. This is what happens. We destroy women. To the point that, man, men ain't shit since they want to be, men are the enemy. So I'm going to be the enemy type shit. So either way, you as a man, you still suffer in the stock of choosing women, just like women suffer when it comes to men. The more you play around and all this shit, the worse. And if you really trying to be a successful dude, like have a lot of money and shit, it's going to be hard for you to accomplish these goals. You know what I mean? When you got 20 trying to taste all this pussy, man, when you could just have that solid ass 24-year-old chick that ain't defied her mind and shit yet. She can have your kids and all that. No baby mamas. No none of that. I mean, you have a way better chance. Ain't nothing guaranteed in life. I get it. But for the most part, a woman ain't going nowhere if she not defiled yet. She ain't a good girl going bad yet. They usually go bad when they have a kid by the wrong motherfucker. Now it's game on. Now I'm plotting on all men. All men. Ain't nobody getting spared in this motherfucker. That's what happened with a lot of women. They got done dirty by a man. So now I'm doing all men wrong. Fuck love. I don't have no feelings. This is what they think. And I ain't mad at them. You just not going to get that shit off on me. We could be friends. We could be cool. But don't try to run no game on me. It's not going to work with me. Because I look for more than just sex in a woman. So if you think you're going to plot on me with sex or stroking my ego, that's not going to work. Because I stroke my own ego for one. And for two, I look for more than just sex in a woman. So that's not going to work. You're going to have to become more correct than that. And I respect myself. But we know when they see this, we know what they're going to do. They're going to run. They're going to hide. They're not going to deal with you. Which is another reason why they choose men who treat them like shit over the ones that will treat them right. They fear that. It's unknown to them. Like Nas said, people fear what's unknown. I think that was Nas. And I get it to a certain extent, because when you looking at women and you like, man, this woman's different. She kind of challenged me a little bit. I'm going to have to step up my game a little bit. I can't just, do whatever. I actually got to stay on my shit because she's a solid chick and she can get other men. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I got to stay on my shit. So some men run from that, just like some women. Oh, hell no. He got money and looks and he got a brain and all that. He could get a woman better than me. Yeah, I don't want to deal with that. Let me go deal with the bums, because the bums, they can't get someone better than me. So let me deal with them. Even though vice versa, sometimes women don't deal with you because they think that you think you can't do better than them. It goes both ways. It depends on the woman. Some women pick you because you don't think you could do better, or she don't think you could do better, and then some of them don't pick you because they think you can do better. It's all kind of shit going on in a woman's head, man. Ain't no one blueprint to this shit. Y'all always talking about one blueprint to get a woman, and all right, man, stop it. They all different and they all think in all kind of ways, man. You can't even fathom. The ways of the woman is like the ways of the sea. Ain't that what the Bible say? Something like that. You ain't gonna grasp that shit. Talk about just say this line and do this and ignore her and this and that and this will work and that'll work. You don't know what's gonna work. Because there ain't no set way when you're dealing with a female, man. Hey, done with my shit. Time for me to go in here. Y'all stay strong, man. Be smart out here. I just want y'all to understand why, a lot of times, why they don't want the ones that want them. It's deeper than, looks and all that shit. A lot of it is just ego. It's validation. If you don't want me, that must mean that you think you're better than me, or you can get women better than me. So that right there lights a fire in the female I better compete. Nah, you can't do better than me. I'm better than them other women. And she only thinks that because them type of men don't really see that she's the best. Or they're dealing with other women, which is really the reason why a lot of times why they don't see that woman's good enough. Because if I have $1 million versus $1, if I had $1 million and $1, which is going to seem like, what is going to make money seem more important? That $1 or that million? You down to your last dollar, man. That last dollar going to seem way more than just that $1 and that $1 million stack. They care too much about what other people think. And they worried about if you could do better than them. I thought the name of the game was you can't do better than me. That's what I thought. Why do I want a woman that thinks she could do better than me? If anything, I'm going to let that chick go. They don't do that, though. When you don't really seem like you're interested or whatever, AKA think you could do, you like somebody else better, they actually start competing and shit. Instead of saying, oh, you think you can do better than me? Logical men, oh, you can do better than me? All right, good luck. Try. It's not what women do. That's why when you tell a woman or show a woman interest, by default, you become the fan. And by default, she thinks she's better than you. Or she thinks she could do better than you. Same difference. Same difference. It's all the same shit. Same shit, just in different ways. That's why they could tell, like, let's just say you get a woman you really like. You're going to be nervous, right? Even the great Muhammad Ali said he get nervous every fight. And he been fighting forever, right? He still get nervous, right? So when it's a woman that you like or you have a lot of interest in, You're going to be nervous, and women can sense that. And what they think in their mind by default, you're not used to dealing with women of my caliber. But maybe you are used to dealing with women of her caliber. You're just nervous because you like the chick. They don't take it that way, though. To them, it's you're not good enough. And since he can't pull women better than me, I don't want him. Or since I think he can't pull women better than me, I don't want him. He's a fan. So there y'all have it, man. That's why when men treat women like shit, this is what they get it off on. That's why they get it off. And also the emotional roller coaster thing. Instead of women going out and doing shit with a man and finding stimulation in their mind and emotions that way, nah. Let me get that bad dude that confuses me and all this other shit. You know what I mean? And that's why when they think they got you figured out, or AKA you say you like them, the novelty's over. The mystery's over in their mind. But in reality, it's really not, because she don't know what's going to happen in the life experience with you. She just thinks she does. Simply because she thinks that it's over because you like her. Oh, I got it all figured out. I know how my life's going to be with him. You don't know shit. You just think you know. And that's your problem. You know, but for some odd reason, they can't. Hey, I'm gonna leave this shit at this and I'm done. And I hope everybody watched the whole video, because this is crazy. For some odd reason, they think they got it figured out when you're good to them, right? But for some odd reason, they don't have it figured out when you're bad to them. Think about how dumb that sounds. Hold on. Think, bro. A person who treats me like shit and all this and all that, I can't figure that what's going to happen with this motherfucker? You can't figure that out? That's crazy. Think about it. This person treats me like shit. This dude treats me like shit. But yet and still, I discard people who treat me like good because I got him figured out. But I can't figure out the motherfucker that blacks my eye. I can't figure out what's going to happen with this motherfucker. How can you not? What do you mean what you don't know what's going to happen? You know exactly what's going to happen. You're going to end up a single mother. Let's be honest. And he's not going to be around for the kids and shit. You know what's going to happen. So why don't women close the book on that novel? That's what I want to know. Why don't they close the book on that novel? Because they know what's going to happen when they deal with men who treat them like shit. But for some reason, well, we know what it is. It's the devil. It's the devil and his lies. Now you're tripping. That ain't gonna happen. Look, he did give you good sex and show that he cared the other day. It's the devil keeping them on the string, man. We know what time it is. We know what it really is. But think about that shit, and I'm getting off here, man. For real. Think about it. I'm gonna close the novel book on the guy that treats me good because I know what's gonna happen next, right? Supposedly, even though that's false. But I'm gonna keep the book open on the guy that treats me like shit because for some reason in my mind, I can't fathom what's going to happen with this one. All you got to do is look at other women. Newsflash, if you're a woman, look at other women and look what happened to them when they didn't close the novel book. Same thing what you do is dealing with wrong women. That's why I don't sleep around like that, because I know what happens to men who do this shit. So why would I do it if I know, I know what happens in this book. Because there's been 30,000 other men who chose this book for their life, and I'm good. Why I gotta open the book and leave it open to see? Because I'm different, right? I'm gonna be a different person. Nah, it's the same, man. It's the same. With that being said, man, that's all it's about. It's about ego stroke and mystery and all this other dumb shit, but it's really stupidity. And I really feel sorry for them, because in the end, they're gonna hurt themselves. They really are. It's sad. It's sad, man. You supposed to be queens, they're gonna end up Felicias. That's the devil. The devil is stealing their blessing, basically. And if you're a man watching, don't let the devil steal your blessing, because what he does is he steals the woman's blessing, and now the woman's pissed off. So now I'm gonna try to shit on men who are actually in a good position or going in a good position. I'm gonna shit on the blessings. I was a blessing. I let the blessing become a curse, So now I'm going to shit on all the other blessings that come along. Misery loves company. I'm going to shit on all the men. Or vice versa. I'm going to shit on all the women. Since I'm fucked up out here, I'm going to fuck them up. That's what's going on, man. So don't take it as, well, she looks good and now I'm mad because she didn't like me or something. You can't take it that. You got to look at it from all kind of ways. And most importantly, it's a blessing at the end of the day. When someone don't like you, it's a blessing. How can it be something bad? Or how can you lose? What'd you lose? You lost someone that didn't like you? Do you know what happens when you get with someone who don't like you or convince them to fuck with you? A lot of shit. Cheating, lying, being misused, all kind of shit. So that's why y'all got to let that shit go when they act like they not interested. It don't matter why. It just don't matter why. If they was, you would know, right? Shoot your shot one time, that's it. Because a woman who is ready to receive her blessing will reciprocate. Let me put it like this. A woman that's interested and ready to receive her blessing will reciprocate. Anything else? Well, you got your answer. And all this playing around, I'm not going to show her validation and all. You're wasting time. Why waste time? Why waste time with a woman? Box her in the corner with your interest and then see what happens. She can't play no games. See, she can't play games when you let her know how you feel or your intent. She can't play games. Either she could comply or she's going to say goodbye. She's either going to comply or say goodbye. She can't play games because even if she did after the fact that you show interest, you always stay up front with it. Okay, I'm interested. Oh, I'm interested in you too. You're handsome. Okay, when we going out? See, I box you in the corner and there's levels. I box her in the corner and some are clever. They'll still play games. Yeah, he said he liked me. I'm gonna act like I like him for dinner dates or whatever. Okay, well we're gonna keep boxing you in the corner to the point there's not gonna be nowhere to run. But y'all are beating around the bush. That's why they got ways to play games with you. You can't play a game with a motherfucker that's straight up. She can't. And neither can men. Vice versa if you're a woman watching. All this, I'm a woman, I'm not supposed to pursue and all that bullshit. You ain't got to pursue the man, but you can let the man know you're interested or something. Or just start talking to the motherfucker. That's about it. You ain't got to do much as a woman because most women don't even speak to us men unless there is some type of interest usually. So, I mean, if a man sees a nice looking woman, you know, in his inbox or trying to talk to him or something, I mean, unless she's on some sneaky ass shit, I mean, that's pretty blatant. Because a woman who look decent ain't just popping in your inbox like that. That shit don't happen. Come on now. Women got it easy, really. They just don't realize it. You know what I mean? Or they reading these damn books that's making them fumble good men by playing games. Even if you're playing hard to get, you're playing the game. It's called playing hard to get for a reason. You're still playing. Even if you like the guy and you want to play hard to get, you're still playing games. Which means you're playing with my emotions and shit. And I don't like that because it's only going to get worse. And now I got to cut you off because you want to play games. You see what I mean? It doesn't do any justice. They leading them wrong, man. Cynthia G and all that bullshit. Yeah, when they say that don't take shit from men and let them run you over, all right, that's fine. That's fine. But all this games and shit, that's wrong, man. Don't believe that shit. Just like with the red pill with men. Don't let women run you over. That's fine. But when it comes to playing games and manipulating women and shit, that's wrong. Why am I even dealing with a woman that I got to manipulate? That don't make sense to me. If I got to manipulate you or act like somebody I'm not just to keep your interest, you're not the right chick. If I can't tell you how I feel about you, you're not the right chick. I got to withhold that because if I tell you how I feel, now I'm a fan. Fuck out of here. I'm not a fan. I'm just telling you how the fuck I feel. I'm not here to be your fan. I'm here to be your man. I'm a king looking for a queen. I'm not a fucking king or looking for peasant. Or I'm not a peasant looking for a queen. Just because somebody say they like you don't mean that they a fucking fan. But you can't tell this generation that, man. Because they not ready to receive the blessing. That's why they fumbling all over this motherfucker. Where's the good men? Where's the good women? Because you fumbling them. Your pride and ego won't allow you to accept it. And I'm talking about people who actually are getting people and still fumbling. Now, some people, unfortunately, they don't have options like that. They're not getting choosing signals like that. But a lot of y'all are, and you're just fumbling them because your ego's so damn big from you getting choosing signals, you can't handle it. Gone, man.